how to open, how to close, nothing. But I just took 14 pages of notes, and I'm walking away with more confidence in an event than ever before. I'm gonna go in, and I know that I'm gonna change lives now.
My mind is blown. I've done millions and millions of dollars in sales from the stage. I've had events where I've done hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour from the stage. And I learned so much at this event about how to create more sales in my events. I am so glad I attended. If you're wondering whether or not Peng Joon's event is worth your time, not only is it worth your time, it's worth your money, it's worth your effort, it's worth your energy.
We were just here at the Peng Joon event, and it was incredible learning how to really persuade and help people make the right decisions for themselves in their lives. We are in a room full of impressive and amazing people. Everyone's taking notes and are really excited to take this back and to be able to influence people that we're trying to serve. And for me, I'm really excited to help business owners who are struggling, who want to get to the next level. And I know that doing this at a face-to-face live event is just going to be amazing because we can really impact them and help motivate and inspire them to take the right actions. With Peng Joon's system, there's nothing left to chance, there's nothing left undone, and it's just a step-by-step process to get there. You got to work with him to be inspired, to see how to do it the right way.
And I've been doing live events for about 5 years, and I thought I knew a lot about events until I came to this one. My biggest takeaway by far is the way that I'm going to frame the entire event. From the moment that I stepped into this room has been top notch. Peng Joon completely over-delivered, and he really inspired me to bring my A game even higher than before. Just seeing all of the different touches, all of the different nuances about the event that can help me help our event attendees make an even bigger impact in the world. If you are thinking about joining this program and working with Peng Joon, don't hesitate for another minute. I have been absolutely blown away at the caliber of the event, the sincerity that Peng Joon has in his delivery of his content, his desire to help the attendees get the absolute most out of the event. Every single drop of information that he gives is so immensely valuable and will help me help other people.
When I came to Peng Joon's event, I had no idea what was going to happen in terms of detail. Like, it's easy to look at someone like Peng, who's spoken on stage with like Tony Robbins, all these big people, and he has this really humble upbringing, right? But what's crazy is it's easy to dismiss like the level of deep work that he's put into mastering the things that he teaches. The level of like granularity and like just specifics that I got. I have 13 pages of small font handwritten notes, I kid you not. My mind is like overwhelmed with the amount of things I get to implement when I get back. I'm super, super grateful because Peng has a super high level of success, which is very apparent because his accomplishments speak for themselves, but you couple that with a heart to give back, a heart to serve people. It's like a perfect storm of awesomeness for people like me. Appreciate it so much. This was an incredibly valuable decision that I made. I'm so glad that I pulled the trigger to come here. I mean this with all sincerity.
If someone were debating this, I would tell them to count the cost of not doing it. You know, what's it going to cost you if you keep that dream on the table of speaking or throwing an event or creating a course? What I've taken away is that basically he's giving you everything you need to make the dream happen. And so what's the cost of not doing that? Peng is awesome. To see where he came from, 6 years ago and how he started and what he's doing now, there's hope for all of us.
And I've got to tell you guys, as somebody who's been attending seminars and personal development events for like the last 10 years, it has been a very long time since I've attended something that was this amazing. And the reason why it was amazing is because Peng's way of thinking about things is extremely systematic, and he breaks everything down step by step by step and tells you exactly what you need to do. But not only that, he gives you these super insightful strategies that I don't think I've heard anybody else teaching, and I'm completely immersed in the world of internet marketing and business development strategies. And Peng's event today was absolutely one of the best events I've ever been to. And if you have the chance to go to one of his events, I highly and strongly recommend it if you want to see your business scale and grow, because his stuff is legit. He's used it all over the entire world, and I just feel really grateful to have been able to be a part of this today.
And Peng Joon is one of the very rare individuals that could do very well with both, in terms of not just promoting and marketing an event, but also delivering a great experience. Not only myself, I have my director of events for my company go through Peng Joon's system to learn tools and strategies that to help us to make our event better. If you want to know how to market an event and also how to monetize an event and how to deliver that memorable experience for your audience, doesn't matter if you're getting started, this is your first event, or you've been doing this for a while, I highly recommend Peng Joon's system. I don't recommend a lot of people, but this system I highly endorse. Check it out.
So if you have a chance to work with Peng Joon at an event, if it is with selling books, if with driving traffic, like he's amazing at pretty much all these different skill sets across the board. If you have a chance to work with him, definitely do it.
Thank you, Peng, for such amazing insights that you shared with us attending one of his events.
Do it now.
Nobody teaches like him. Do it.
Here's your push. Go.
It will change your life for the rest of your life.
And we are live. What's up, everybody? So I understand that right now this entire live training is being streamed to a few different places. And if you are on the Zoom call, please go ahead and switch on your video, your cameras, so that I know that you're here, so that I can interact with you as you guys are asking questions. The next place, okay, so right now, because this is being streamed into groups, it's being streamed onto YouTube, it's being streamed on YouTube, it's streaming onto all these different channels. I want my team and I don't go insane looking at all of the comments coming from all different angles. So what that means is the only place that I will be looking at, you see on my sides over here, these are the comments from the YouTube video that is being streamed live right now. So what that means is, don't send me a PM because I'm not going to be looking at my Facebook PM. Don't leave comments on Zoom because I will not be looking at Zoom. Don't send me comments on a Facebook Live because I'm not looking at a Facebook Live. The only place that I'm looking at is literally the comments that is on YouTube right now. Just so that I know that you guys are here. So if you are on Zoom, go ahead and open a new tab. Type in that, look for my YouTube channel. If y'all already on YouTube, make a comment, let me know you're here, type in hi so that I know that you're here and you guys are all here as well. For those of you that is on Zoom right now, go ahead and open a new tab, and any comments, questions, interactions, engagements that you might have, please go ahead and put it in the comments. By the way, the setting should be set so that nobody can unmute their mics so that the chat doesn't go insane over here. Okay, so if you guys can just leave a quick comment on YouTube. And by the way, since for those of you that's here, if you want to be notified for future sessions like these whenever I go live, what all of you want to be doing right now is make sure that you smash the like button on this YouTube video and subscribe to the channel so that you'll be notified for future videos just like this one when we go live. Okay, so make sure you subscribe right now. Okay, so what I want to be able to do with today's session for those of you that's on Zoom, so to give you guys context to this call, the people that's on this call right now are people that has actually paid me to train with me, and today is just a bonus coaching day to answer any questions that they might have, and those of you that's on YouTube or other social media channels get to sit in and kind of learn from the questions. Okay, so let me share with you the type of questions that I will be answering, and what makes a great question that will benefit everyone, and what's a bad question. Okay, so there are good questions, and the way I look at questions is there's high-level strategic questions and there are low-level tactical questions. So high-level strategic questions will be questions on a business direction. It will be on a strategic thing, whether it's Facebook ads, social media, whether it's sales. Low-level tactical would be like, how do I register for a domain name, right? Low-level tactical would be like, can you give me the steps to open and start a Facebook page? Low-level tactical can usually be answered by doing a Google search or a quick search on YouTube. Okay, so the questions that I will be prioritizing today will be questions that is based upon high-level strategic rather than low-level tactical. Okay, so for those of you that's on Zoom, if you want to submit a question, because there's a lot of questions everywhere, this is how my team is going to sort through all of the questions that we get and take on the questions that we get. Any questions, all you gotta do is go to your browser and type in pengjoon.com/questions. Okay, so if you have any questions, open a new tab, go to pengjoon.com/questions, and you will see a simple page where you'll be able to type in your name, email, as well as your question. So basically, the question that you will see, the form that you'll be able to see is a form that looks something like this that's on my screen right now. It would be your name, your email, and what is your question. And my team is going to pick the questions based on what we feel is high-level strategic as opposed to low-level tactical. Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to give you guys perhaps a minute to submit your questions. You can ask your questions here on YouTube as well. I am going to be answering some of the questions that you have over here. Okay, so as you guys are doing this, I first want to kind of start off by giving context to why today is actually also a pretty special day. Just yesterday, like literally in the mail, this entire award was shipped over to my office here, and we kind of did an unboxing video, which you guys will see on YouTube probably in a week or two from now. But basically, this was a huge milestone because this award here that we received earlier this year before the whole lockdown happened in February. If you guys are familiar with the whole ClickFunnels community, they give out awards based on milestones and sales that is hit from the account. And basically, this over here is called the 2CCC award. And basically, what it is for people who have achieved $25 million in sales, and the next level is 50 million, 75 million, and 100 million. So they have sent me like the 2 Comma Club Award, which is for 1, the 2CCX Award, which is for 10, and this is, I think there's 11 people in the whole ClickFunnels community right now that is a part of this club. And hopefully I want to start this off not to flex on social media or anything like that, but to perhaps inspire you that, you know, just 15 years ago, perhaps I was just like some of you that's on this call right now, where literally 15 years ago, I was working on a job in Malaysia that paid me 1,200 ringgit a month. And for those of you that's outside of Malaysia, if you don't know how much that is, in US dollars, that would be approximately, you know, 350 US dollars. And in Malaysia, we get paid per month, and that was actually my monthly pay for nearly, I worked on that job for nearly 2 years. Okay, so I want to start this off by sharing with you guys that I truly believe that for all of you that's here right now, what if you had no idea what is actually possible for you 3, 5, 10 years from now if you only made the right decisions, took the right actions, had the right thoughts, beliefs. And the thing about your thoughts, beliefs, actions, that's on you. You know, and I think that we're living in such a unique time right now, and there's so many crazy things that's happening around us, whether it's the elections, whether it's the whole virus, whatever it might be, okay? understand that what if the results that we can create in life has nothing to do with Donald Trump, has nothing to do with elections, has got nothing to do with anything but our thoughts, decisions, and actions. And the thoughts, decisions, and actions, that's on us. Okay, and I want to start this entire training, Q&A, whatever you might call it today, answering your questions. I'll put a few of you that's on Zoom hot seats as well. Okay, if you guys have any questions. Okay, so wow, taking a look at the questions in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at some of the questions that is being submitted, and then I'll feature some of you guys that might be here as well, and answer some of the questions that you guys might have. Okay, so first question is, and by the way, if you guys submit a question, you guys need to be on Zoom so that I can feature you and understand what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, so Daryl Nook, and please have like a mic or something and have your webcam switched on so that I'll be able to interact with you. Okay, Daryl Nook, are you here right now? If you are here on Zoom, can you just kind of wave your hand so that I'm seeing you? Daryl? And while my team is looking for you, guys, it will be actually much faster to just look for the person rather than, Daryl's on YouTube. Guys, you need to be on Zoom, okay, if you want me to feature you and answer your question, okay? Okay, but I'm going to make this an exception, but Daryl's question is on how to craft a recurring offer without it being coaching or consulting, okay? By show of hands, how many of you here have the intention to sell a recurring offer or a membership or anything that is monthly, okay? Okay, great. So if you have something that is recurring in nature that you want to promote, okay? So this can be your own product or this can be somebody else's product. If you want to charge for this thing that is recurring, so whether it is $37 a month, $7 a month, $97 a month, but whatever it is that you want to charge per month, whether it's a software, whether it's somebody else's software, whether it is supplements, the way to sell this is to think about the conversation that needs to happen before you send people to this sales video, before you send people to this sales mechanism, okay? So let me give you an example, okay? For those of you that's commenting on YouTube, okay, let me know what is something that's recurring that you want to promote. Daryl, if you can let me know in the chat right now, in the YouTube comments, and this goes for the rest of you. Let me know in the chat right now, what is something that is recurring that you want to promote, and I'll utilize that as an example to show you how this works. Okay, so, okay, Photoshop guide says Photoshop. Okay, let me just write this down. Okay, so the different things that you want to promote that could be recurring in nature could be Photoshop. Okay, so it could be selling hosting. Okay, website, could be supplements. Okay, so let's say it's social media, some sort of software, I'm guessing, social media tool. Okay, Finn says Groove Funnels. Okay, maybe you want to sell something as an affiliate. Okay, Daryl says ClickFunnels. Okay, so let's say we have all these different recurring stuff. Okay, so this could be our own product, this could be somebody else's product. And if we want to get recurring commissions or recurring sales, okay, or courses, all right, or language learning, okay, then we got to understand if this is the thing that we want to sell, how can we go back one step? Okay, how do we zoom out of this big picture of the things that we want to sell? And what is the conversation that needs to happen based on where people are hanging out? Okay, so we got to ask ourselves, okay, if we want to sell this supplement that costs $47 a month, we got to ask ourselves, where is our ideal client hanging out right now? Is there a specific Facebook page that they like? Are they in a specific Facebook group? Are they following specific people on Instagram? Are they doing a specific search on Google or YouTube? So that, and all of you need to write this down if you want to make the most out of today's Q&A, so that I can enter the conversation that is already taking place. Okay? I would like all of you to write that down. Okay? Traffic is all about creating content that enters the conversation that's already taking place, right? Right now, there is a conversation that's taking place. The conversation is either somebody doing a Google search, browsing on YouTube, watching a related video, hanging out in a Facebook group, discussing, asking questions, debating with each other, arguing with each other, following some influencer on Instagram. And in order for us to sell the thing that we want to sell, we then have to ask ourselves, how can we create content that enters the conversation that is already happening? Okay, so let's say we want to sell this supplements, okay, or group funnels, or click funnels, or this social media tool. Then we got to ask ourselves, okay, so in order to enter this conversation, I'm going to zoom out again, one more step, and ask myself, to enter this conversation then, do I enter this conversation via search, because somebody's searching for it, or is it via interruption marketing? Right? There's only two main ways. How can we enter this conversation? It is only through one of these two ways. What are these two ways? Number one, somebody's doing a search on YouTube, on Google, and because somebody's doing a search, we create that video, the piece of article, where if somebody searches based on the keyword, then they find our content. Or, what else are they doing? They're doing this. They are on Facebook, Instagram, and they're just swiping like this, right? And they're swiping, scrolling. And when will they stop? They will stop when there is some sort of hook or attention grabber or pattern interrupt, something that stops them in their steps and make them go, oh, wow, okay, that's interruption. So that could be an ad, that could be an organic post on Instagram, that could be Facebook. Now, what would that piece of content say? That piece of content is something that, you've heard of this word a lot, that gives some sort of value. Okay, so I'd like all of you write down the word value. What is value? Value is something that enables this person to feel like they're slightly better off because of this thing that appeared. So whether it's YouTube, whether it's a video, whether it's an ad, whether it's a piece of article, whether it's an Instagram post. What is value? Value is something perhaps they found entertaining, funny, engaging, motivating, inspiring, where they feel like because of that image, because of what you shared, because of that story, because of what you taught them, because of the tutorial, their life is slightly better off, but at the same time, it creates demand for the thing that you want to sell them eventually. Okay? So, what does this mean? This means that if, let's say, you want to sell a specific supplement, okay? If you want to sell a specific supplement, then you got to ask yourself, okay, what is that supplement? Is it protein powder? Is it chia seeds? Is it fish oil? Is it green powder? Now, how do most people try to sell their stuff? Most people try to sell their stuff by creating content that immediately sells the stuff. They run an ad that says, chia seed for sale, 55% off, limited time only, order now. Right? There's no messaging, there's no storytelling, there is no value add. However, if you want to do this right, how can you sell this recurring thing that's a supplement? What you would do is you would create a piece of content. So let's say if it's a YouTube video, so based on where they're hanging out. So if let's say you choose YouTube, it could be a video that says how to build muscle and strength utilizing this one. Okay, so let's say I want to sell, I'm going to utilize this as an example. Okay. So let's say this is the protein powder I want to sell, right? What do? I create a YouTube video. It could be a Facebook Live. What do I say? I would say, hey, this is Peng Joon here, Peng Joon the Beast, once again. And today I wanted to share with you how you can build muscle by utilizing what every bodybuilder knows is the most important thing in bodybuilding. I'm talking about protein powder. And today, when it comes to protein powder, there's a few different things that I look at in my criteria to look for what makes a great protein powder. Because let's face it, if you went on Amazon and you typed in protein powder, you get about 200 plus different brands. So here's what I look at in order to determine what makes a great protein powder. Number one, I take a look at the amount of calories in proportion to how many grams of protein it has. Okay? I want to take a look at whether it has got added sugar, things like maltodextrin, to make sure that it is not filled with sugar and it's only filled with actual good stuff. So maybe I'll spend like 3 to 5 tips on what makes good protein powder. And then at the end of it all, I would say, so the protein powder that I actually use is brand name. And I actually left a link in the YouTube description box below so that you can get this directly from website name. Now, this could be your own product. This could be somebody else's product that is recurring in nature. But notice what's happening. I might be promoting this supplement that's recurring, could be my own product or somebody else's product. But now I am adding value by understanding where my audience is hanging out and then creating content that enters that conversation. Sometimes it could be search, sometimes it could be interruption marketing. So if you take a look at what it is that I do, model and reverse engineer what it is that I do. So what am I constantly doing? I'm constantly doing both. Why am I constantly creating content on, say, YouTube? It is because of search marketing. Why do I have ads running 24/7? If you take a look at my Facebook page, I've got over 600 plus active ads. It is because of interruption marketing, right? And ultimately, you want to be able to be creating content, whether it's ads, whether it's organic, both if you want to play both the short-term game as well as the long-term game, right? So in other words, if you take a look at this, same thing for Photoshop, right? You got to ask yourself, if you want to sell this Photoshop thing, what type of content, how to create high contrast pictures, right? Take a look at what people are searching for and then create content based on the search. Okay? Now, one tool that I'm going to share with you guys to kind of double down on this before we move on to the next question. And I think, guys, another way to perhaps make it easier, for those of you that's on Zoom, if you have a question and you want to speak to me directly, all you need to do is do a virtual hand raise. So inside Zoom, there's an option, do a virtual hand raise, so that you don't have to be like frantically, waving your hands back and forth. Okay, just do a virtual hand raise, and then my team will pick you after this. Okay, so, okay, back to this search. So what can we do? One tool that I like utilizing is this thing called Answer the Public. Okay, so Answer the Public is a free tool, okay, that allows you to do a search to discover what people are searching for. So let's say if it's on Photoshop, if I were to do a search, take a look at all these different questions. Okay, so let's say, what if you know, have you ever created content only to realize like nobody's watching it? Why? Because there's no demand for it in the first place. But can you imagine if you created content based upon what's proven to be already what people are searching for, right? So to the person that said Photoshop, can you imagine if you created a tutorial, a video that says how to Photoshop someone into a picture, because this is exactly what people are searching for, right? So that if you optimize it the right way, how do you optimize it the right way? Well, I've got a lot of videos on YouTube that shows people how to do that, so I'm not going to go deep into that. But now this is how you begin with the end in mind, right? Someone might be searching for how Photoshop layers work. So can you imagine now you created a piece of video where the title is literally called How Photoshop Layers Work, so that when they type it in Google, when they type it on YouTube, the search result for your YouTube video appears, giving them the YouTube tutorial. And then at the end of that video, you would say something along the lines of, hey, and by the way, if you loved this YouTube tutorial showing you how Photoshop layers work, right below this YouTube description box, there is a link that shows you this amazing tool to show how you can take your Photoshop skills to a whole new level, right? This is when you can send them to any offer, any type of lead gen, any type of opt-in, any type of training, any type of supplement, any type of tool, any type of software, any type of whatever it is that you want to sell or promote, right? This is how I'm constantly sending people to my sales process, by understanding both interruption marketing and search. If this is clear, let me know in the YouTube comments. If this is clear, type in Crystal. I want to make sure that all you guys are kind of following along together with me while I have a sip of some water here. Okay, cool. Very nice. If you guys on Zoom have a question, again, go ahead and put in a virtual hand raise. I might not be able to see everyone here. So team, if you guys see a virtual hand raise, we'll answer some of the questions that you guys might have as well. Okay. Okay, next question that we have is from Muzahid, who says, what is the best way to promote my challenge funnel? Okay, similar to the one funnel away challenge. Okay, Muzahid, what is the best way to promote my challenge funnel? Okay, if you have ever wanted to sell something online through some sort of challenge, okay, there's a few different things on how to start up a challenge. So if you take a look at, for example, my challenge online, which is called the Videos Challenge, okay, and also so that I understand the composition of how many people wants to be able to make this happen. If you have the intention to build up some sort of challenge online, can you go on YouTube and type in number 1? Okay, type in number 1 if you've always wanted to launch some sort of challenge online, so that I know how many people is actually interested in building up a challenge. And I'll walk you through the different criteria that is required in order to launch an online challenge. Okay, type in number 1 in YouTube. Okay, and for those of you that's on Zoom, make sure that it's on YouTube as well, because that's the only place that I'm looking at when it comes to comments. Okay. Okay, so if you want to launch an online challenge, there's a few things that you want to get right. Okay, number 1 is you want to have a very, very specific outcome. Okay, if you want to have some sort of challenge, there needs to be this outcome, this result that your audience believe is a result that they want to achieve in a specific time frame. Okay? It begins with this. What is a specific outcome? So let's say a specific outcome needs to be very, very, it must be black and white. It can't be something like be more productive in 7 days, right? Because be more productive is not specific enough. You can't actually tell if you did it or you didn't. A good challenge has got to be something where it's very clear whether you did it or you didn't. Okay? So for example, my challenge online, which is on the videos challenge, what is the specific outcome? The specific outcome is 21 videos done in 21 days, right? That's the time frame. So it's basically the outcome is I will give you the script, I'll tell you what to say every single day for 21 days, and that's the specific outcome. There's no debating to whether you did the work or you didn't, right? There's no gray area. It's either you did it or you didn't. So a specific outcome could be like a home workout a day for 30 days. It could be the Eat Right Challenge. It could be publish your book in 21 days, 7 days, 14 days, right? Get your first ad up and running in 5 days. Now, what makes a challenge good? Guys, we have an open mic. And can we please disable mics, please? Okay guys, I just want to make sure so that it's not disrupting the entire Zoom call. Please make sure that your mic is muted. Okay, cool. So specific outcome in specific time frame, right? The next thing, if you want to be able to market some sort of challenge well, the next thing that you got to do is to think about how can you engage them by having some sort of prize or community, okay? How can you bribe them so that they take action? That's what makes a great challenge, right? A great challenge is the reward as for taking part in the challenge, for doing the challenge. So can you have some sort of prize? So for example, when I created my challenge, it was if you shoot your videos every single day and if you post them online, we will reward you with different prizes, first, second, third prize, just for taking action. Okay. What makes also a great a great challenge is if you have the community, so that now it's fun. There's some sort of accountability. People are supporting each other, right? So this could be the Facebook group where they join the challenge. Now, if they did the work, they're posting in the group so that now it motivates somebody else to do the work as well. And now they're helping each other. And there's a community, there's accountability. And it's important to mention this because now, then what you're no longer selling is you're not selling information. Okay? Please write this down. Okay? Please write down, don't sell information. If you are selling information as your main product, then you are going to be replaced by a free YouTube video and you're going to be replaced by a Google search. So what makes a great challenge is you're not selling information. You see, even though my challenge is on video marketing, there's tons of free content on how to be good on camera, how to do video marketing, how to optimize YouTube videos. And if I try to sell a product based on information, I will lose. Why? Because I will be replaced with either Google or YouTube. How can you separate and differentiate and compete with the search engine? By making sure that the thing that you're offering isn't just information. Because if information alone was enough to create change, then everyone would be rich, happy, healthy, walking around with six-pack abs, right? But not everybody's getting that result. Why? It is because there must be something that is missing from the equation. Maybe there's lack of accountability. Maybe it's not important enough. Maybe it's not fun enough. It's a very painful process. So how can you make that journey fun, interesting, engaging for them so that they take action? Okay, these are just one of the many different elements of what makes a great challenge. Okay, so by the way, guys, let me know in the comments right now. So far, right up to this point, what have you learned and what is your biggest takeaway? Okay, what is your biggest takeaway right up to this point? And by the way, guys, one of the fastest ways to get kicked from my team is if you're spamming the chat. Okay, so if you're saying the same question over and over again, you're gonna get kicked. Okay, so take this as your final warning. Okay, so okay, do not sell information. Okay, good observation. So one good way to start thinking about what makes a great offer, okay, since this is on the part of information, okay, just think about how can you then sell stuff aside from information. Okay, try listing it down, right? If information alone was enough to create change, then everybody would have that result from reading a book. So if information is not enough, what else is required? The what else, include that as part of your offer. What is it? Is it coaching? Is it accountability? Is it making the journey fun? Is it giving them the action steps? Is it checking in on them? Right? What would that be for your audience so that it would genuinely help them? Okay. Okay, good. So, okay, I see some hand raises. Judith, okay, good to have you here. This is actually way easier for me to answer question. So my team is going to unmute you right now. Judith, go ahead. What is your question?
Oh, hello. Hi, Peng Joon. Thanks for taking my question. So my question is, I ran some Facebook lead generation ads, and then I got like 500 signups in 2 weeks. And then I tried running another ad to my ClickFunnels opt-in page. I got 0. So my question is, it seems like the Facebook lead gen ad is better, but yeah, happy to hear what's your perspective.
Okay, great question. So this question here will be more towards like Facebook lead gen ads versus sending people to a funnel. And somehow in this case here, when an ad was sent to a funnel, there was 0 leads. Now, does that mean Facebook ad lead gen ads are actually better than sending people to a funnel? Not at all. And here's why. If you take a look at all of my Facebook ads, you will see that I actually do not use Facebook lead gen ads at all. And the reason for that is because even though the quantity would be higher, we've always noticed that the quality of those leads are always lower. And if you take a look at the cost in order to acquire a sale or the cost per conversion, I would say in nearly every instance or scenario, driving people to our own funnel has always converted and outperformed a Facebook lead gen ad. So what I would do is, in order to fix this, Judith, how much have you spent on the ads?
The Facebook ads, I spent $750.
Okay, so what I would love to be able to do is, do you have a link that I could look at so that I can kind of show you how to improve things?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so while Judith is looking for the link, go ahead and post it in on Zoom or something. My team will open it up for me. Or I will somehow get the link. Yeah, they'll copy it and email it to me. Okay, and then I'll open it over here. Okay, so while Judith is looking for the link and sending it over, what I want to be able to share with you guys is this, okay? When you have a higher cost per lead, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, because cost per lead is not the main metric that you should be looking at. The main standard for every single ad campaign should always be, how much does it cost you to acquire a sale? The cost per acquisition. This should always be the main metric you look at, and must be a number that you know off the top of your head. So whether you want to sell physical products or supplements or coaching or home study course or done for you, or whether you want to sell a high ticket $50,000 whatever, the first number that you must know is, how much does it cost you to acquire a sale for that thing? Okay? Yes, it is good to look at a metric that is more shallow in your sales funnel, but ultimately it still comes down to, how much did it cost to acquire a sale? And what I'm suspecting, without looking at the funnel just yet, is we want to take a look at, why is the opt-in rate so low for this opt-in funnel. Okay, so to generate a lead and finally a lead into a sale. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is, I am just going to open up this link over here. I believe that it's been, have you sent it over yet?
No, so sorry, I can't find the, I have some problems logging in right now.
Oh, okay.
To ClickFunnels.
Okay, so while we're waiting for that link, so ultimately, okay, so how do you actually make sure that you got a good, compelling lead gen page? Okay, so the question is, why do I only have ads sending people to my opt-in funnel and never lead gen type of ads? Here's why, okay? And why is it that sending people to my funnel or opt-in has always outperformed Facebook lead gen? And what are the different hacks that you want to think about? Okay, here's how you do it. Okay, when you send people to your landing page, the most common mistake that people will make, okay, I'm going to put this in red because it's a mistake, is they will send people to a page and they will say, enter your name to download our free ebook. Okay, or worse yet, they will say, enter your name to join our free newsletter. Okay, now when you do this, I'll put a huge X here. This is the two worst ways to acquire or ask for a lead. Why is that the case? It is because ebook is what normal average marketers would do. They would say, oh, enter your name and email to download this free ebook. Now, here's the thing. When you give away a free ebook, an ebook is boring. It sounds like there's a lot of learning involved. And how many of you here, by a show of hands, the sound of or the thought of reading 250 pages in an ebook turns you off? Show of hands if that's you. Right? Okay, thank you. So, in other words, people don't want to